Hello traders, and welcome to our third lesson on the SMC strategy. In today's video, we'll be talking about supply and demand. So these are the market turning points. So at supply, also known as the resistance, you are supposed to place sells, and then we have the demand, also known as the support, you are supposed to place buys. So let us go to the charts, and then I will show you how to mark your supply and demand zones. So firstly, it's open GBP USD, which is a currency pair. So you go to the weekly time frame, and then you minimize, and then you mark your levels. So you check the level where the price reacted the most. So that one is our supply. That one is our supply zone. Supply zone, whenever the market gets at the supply zone, it sells. Supply zone. And then we have our demand zone down here. That is our demand zone. Whenever price gets at the demand, you see, it buys. That is how you can mark your levels. Then this gives you an outlook of where the market is headed. So as you can see, market is coming from the demand zone headed to the supply zone. So whenever price gets at the supply zone, it sells. When it got there in 2016, it sold. Then got there in 2018, it sold again. Got there in 2021, it's selling. However, when price gets at the demand, it always buys, as you can see. And then let's go down to the daily time frame. Currently, the market is coming from the demand zone headed to the supply zone. So if we go to our daily time frame, you can get the recent breakout structures. As you can see, price is breaking structures to the upside, so we're in an uptrend. So we're just left with a few candlesticks, like a week, 2 or 3 weeks left for us to get at this supply zone. So that is how you can mark your zones. And then let's go to gold and see. So that is here. We have a demand right there. The demand zone, and then that is our supply zone. Then if we go to our daily time frame, we'll be able to see that price is coming from a demand zone headed to it tapped into our supply zone. Now we are coming from the supply to our demand zone. However, price is in the middle of a zone and is currently reacting at this support level. So price is currently reacting off that support. That is a support level. So that is how you can tell. Supply and demand zone will guide you, because price always moves from supply to demand or demand to supply. Now, however, for the gold, price is finding support at this level. So price is currently likely to go and break structure to the upside. Like that. That's a possibility that's likely to happen. Price will go and break structure to the upside. Or it might come back to this demand zone again. But that's how you can tell. This is how you can determine your major levels. Always mark your supply and the demand, because that one will be a guide for you. As always, price moves between supply and demand zones. Then if we go to Euro USD, you minimize and be able to mark your supply. That one is your supply. And it's our supply zone. And then we can mark our demand. So that one is our demand. It's our demand zone. Demand zone. So currently price is moving from the demand zone headed to the supply zone. And then you can catch the price. Probably this one will be there. That is a break of structure. The upside, probably this one will be the last move before price steps into our demand zone, and then we can expect Euro USD to reverse at that supply zone. So that one is a move we can expect. Why? Because that is quite a strong supply zone, because that is a weekly level. Whenever price gets to that level, it sells, it reverses. So for Euro USD, that one is it's a possibility. Price get there, it might reverse. But we'll just wait for price there. So that one is likely to happen. And it's a possibility for Euro USD. And then if we go to the volatility 101S, you minimize. That one is our supply zone. And then we have our demand zone right here. Here is our demand zone. Okay. As of current, price is moving from the supply zone to the demand zone. However, it's not there. If we go to our daily time frame, you can be able to mark our resistance. That is the resistance. That is resistance, and then we have a support down here. price is finding a support at this level. This support level, so that is the support that is holding price from coming to our demand. So the next move that we're expecting on VIX 100 is for price to go and tap in there. This is the level that is capable of sending VIX 100 down, because the overall movement on VIX 100 is a downtrend. On VIX 100, one is. So that's what we can expect. That's what we can expect on VIX 100, because the overall trend is a downtrend. Price moving from supply and then headed to the demand zone. However, this support is currently holding the price. And then we can do the last one, which is VIX 75. VIX 75. That is our supply. VIX is currently trending down because we are breaking structures to the downside, forming lower lows and lower highs. So that is our supply zone. And then down here we have our, down there we have our demand zone. So currently price is moving from the supply zone to the demand zone from the weekly time frame. If we go to the daily time frame, we can be able to see prices moving from supply to the demand. However, price is now ranging between resistance and support. Price is currently ranging between resistance and support. Yes, so this is the level, the support level, that is where price is bouncing off it. However, this is the move that we're expecting on VIX 75 for price to break the support level headed to the demand zone, because the overall trend on VIX 75 is a downtrend. Alright traders, thank you for watching. If you did get something out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and drop a comment in the comment section, and I will see you in our next lesson. Thank you.